Students, today we are going to do the topic AC voltage applied to a resistor. So we have a circuit and this is our AC source and this is the pure, this circuit has resistor only as element, resistor R, and the EMF of this AC source is, we denote it with epsilon. Now let V and I be the values of instantaneous voltage and current through the resistor at time t. As in AC we have the variable voltage, so current and voltage both varies, so at particular time t let V and I be the values of the voltage and the current. So these are the assumptions. Let AC voltage across the R be given by, let this V be given by V equals to Vm sine omega t, where this Vm is the amplitude of the oscillating voltage. Or you can say maximum voltage. This omega is your angular frequency, whose values is given by 2 pi nu. Okay. Now we need to find the current. So we have three things here, V, I, and then we have to find the power dissipated in the resistor R. So these are the three things that we need to deal with. So first thing we have done, voltage, this is equation number 1. Second thing, now we are dealing with current. So what will be the equation of the current? So to find I through the resistor R. Now let us apply Kirchhoff's loop rule. So Kirchhoff's loop rule says that voltage rise, sum of all the voltage rise is equals to sum of all the voltage drop. Now what is the voltage rise? So voltage rise here is this, which is Vm sine omega t, and what is the voltage drop? So voltage drops here at the resistor. So what is the formula? V is equals to IR, Ohm's law. So this will be equals to IR. Now we need to find the value of I. So taking R to this side, we get I equals to Vm upon R sine omega t. Now we can write it as I equals to Im sine omega t. So where so of course R is a constant here, and this is the current amplitude where Im equals to Vm upon R. So this is the current amplitude, maximum current. So we have one formula over here, and we have one formula over here. So this value of Im we have put over here. So we have replaced this with Im, and so this we can say equation number 2, this we can say equation number 3. So here we can see that Im is maximum when I is maximum, current is maximum when voltage is maximum. So it means both reaches the maximum at the same time. So it means they are in phase. So if we draw this as Vm and this as, and this is the current. So you can see here, okay, on this axis we have okay, this V and I. So V and I we have taken on the y-axis, and on the x-axis we have taken omega t. So you can see that both are maximum at the same time. This is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 2 pi, this is 0. So now this is the maximum value Vm, this is the maximum value Im. So you can see that here the voltage is varying as per the sine curve, and current is also varying according to the sine curve. So both are varying, but they are reaching maximum at the same time, and 0 also here at the same time, and again reaches the minimum at the same time, and then again reaching 0 at the same time. So we can say that V and I are in phase. So V and I are in phase, right? Okay. Now, so we have done I also. I we have done. Now we are left with the power. So now we have to find average power, average value, or you can say average power. You can say average value of power dissipated average value of power dissipated in resistor R. So this is what we are going to find. This. So average value of power dissipated in the resistor over a cycle. And so first of all, we'll start with instantaneous power. So instantaneous power P is equals to, we know the formula, I square R. So this is instantaneous current. And now let us put the value of instantaneous current from equation number 2. So we get I square M and sine square omega t and then R. So I'm just using equation number 2, putting the value of I here. So what I need to find here the average value over a cycle. So this is one cycle, starts from here and ends over here. So I'm talking about this one cycle. How much is the average value of power dissipated? Now how will I take the average? So P, put the bar. So this is one way of writing the power. Another way is I simply put these brackets, and whatever be the algebraic expression inside this, I have to take the average of it. So it's the same way, either write bar or put these brackets, both means average. So taking averages both sides. So taking averages, so R is the constant here, so I can write R outside. Maximum current is also constant, so I can also write it outside. So I am square R, and so now I am left with only sine square omega t. So now what's the value? See here, this is the graph of sine theta. So this is theta and this is sine theta. So over a cycle, sine theta is equals to 0. But if I do its square, so square sine square theta, what will I get? This thing will square, this negative thing will also become positive. So I get this and this. So what will be the average value here? So the average value will be half. So it is varying between 0 and 1, and this average value is half. Here the average value was 0, so here the average value is half. So that is why sine square theta, its average value will be half. So theta can be any angle. So this thing is very important for us throughout this chapter, that average of whether it is sine theta or cos theta, or here also whether it is sine theta or cos theta, cos square theta, the answer will remain the same, 0 and half. Okay, so now we again, so what's the value of this square? So this is obviously half, so this P is equals to, so half Im square R. So this is the average power dissipated in the resistor R over a cycle. And obviously this is a positive quantity because Im squares are positive, and then R is also positive, so this is a positive quantity. So now we have this formula for power, whereas the formula in DC, power is equals to I square R, right? So we need to have the same formula for ACs also. So we need to express, to express AC power, this AC power, this is your AC power, in same form as DC power, in same form as DC power, we need to define one term, and that is effective current. So what is this effective current? So you can say this effective current, or root mean square current, or effective current, is equals to I is equals to under the root mean of the square value, and that comes out to be under the root. So what's the value of I, and we are taking mean of it and then squaring. So this comes out to be half Im square, and that's equals to Im divided by root 2. So you can write it 0.707 Im. So this is what we need to define. Now if we do the squaring of it, both sides squaring, because here I need half Im square, so this is under the root, so squaring both sides, I get I square is equals to half Im square. So now this average power will change into, so this is equation number 4. So equation 4, from equation 4 becomes power, or you can say average power, equals to half Im square R. So put this value over here, this is half Im square. So put this value over here, so I square, so then we get I square R. So this is the same formula as a DC. So for this we have defined that this IRMS, or effective current. So we want to understand it with the help of the graph. How will we understand it? So this is your this is pi, this is 2 pi, so this is omega t. So this is the same graph as this one, so this is the same graph, and here I have instantaneous current. Now look, This is your I maximum, and so this I maximum into 0.7, so that will be your IRMS, or capital I you can also write. So this is the value of IRMS, or you can say capital I. So we have 3I. This is instantaneous current which is varying. This is IM, which is your maximum current, and this third one is only capital I, which is your effective current, or IRMS, which is also again a constant quantity. And this is the relation between, so I is equals to 0.707 IM. So these are the relations between these two. So we have got the formula. Similarly, we can write effective voltage or RMS voltage as Vm by root 2, that is 0.707 Vm. So now Im equals to Vm by R, and this is V equals to Vm by root 2. So putting this value in, so let us write this. So both so what we can write, this equation from equation 3, we can write Vm equals to Im R. So this M is, of course, its subscript. This M is also subscript, maximum current, maximum voltage. And from this we can write, we can divide both sides by root 2, and as a result we get, what is Vm by root 2? Vm by root 2 is V, and what is Im by root 2 is I. So this V and I are the effective voltage, effective current, or you can say I root mean square current, or root mean square voltage, and this is what their value will be like this. So we have got the same formula. So this was our target, to express the AC power in the same form as DC power. So we have expressed this here, AC power, DC power, and we have verified the Ohm's law also here for AC. Thank you for listening to the lecture.